Greetings, everyone. Welcome. It's time for traditional draft did win, right? Yes, I must have picked the right place. I'm suddenly doubting that I'm even in the right place. But I believe I am. I'm at least in the right place here in front of my computer talking to you all before drafting some Kaldheim. And chat did indeed choose best of three here. Gonna have to watch my clock today, but looking forward to some more Kaldheim. War of the Spark is also an option these days. I've been leaving it up to chat, and War's getting some votes, but hasn't really overtaken Kaldheim yet on a day-to-day. But if there's time today, we would do a War of the Spark draft like we did yesterday. And if you've got time to check out my sponsor, Card Kingdom, I'd appreciate that a ton. They are purveyors of everything you need for your physical Magic game. They've got supplies, sealed product, and singles, and the best buy prices, 30% store credit bonus, convert your cardboard into credit, and then you will have access to one of the best inventories in Magic retail. And that's a key. A lot of places offer you store credit. The question is, what does that store credit get you? And at Card Kingdom, it gets you just about whatever you could want for your Magic game. Of course, they sell out of stuff like everybody, but they're aggressively looking to buy everything they sell out of. So another thing I really like about them is the wish list. If they do happen to be out of the thing you want and you have store credit that you were looking to spend on it, go ahead and put it in your wish list. And as soon as they have it in stock, they'll let you know. You can snap it right up. And I've done that multiple times especially for really narrow cube things. Like for some reason, I could not get a foil copy of the green 4-mana draw 3 from Planar Chaos, and I put a wish list for a near mint foil copy of it, and then it finally came in, and I got it. I was good. I was happy. You know, it was just like, all right, this is clearly for whatever reason a tough card to get. And that's the thing with foils. Sometimes places are just out of foils and you just can't, but I love the wish list functionality there for that. Thank you so much, Card Kingdom. Check them out via my affiliate links and everything. And then they know you got there from here. Helps keep me on the air. Just something to keep in mind whenever you're in the market for tabletop Magic stuff. Thanks, Card Kingdom. And thanks, everybody, for checking them out on my behalf. Really appreciate it. We'll hop to draft view here. Siriana had a great experience. Nice. And you got a little token or something, right? You know, because they also protect the cards with a fun token that you can use for your Magic games. Like they have an artist on staff at Card Kingdom who's super talented. I wish I remembered his name so I could give him due credit. But their whole look and feel, almost, I guess, as a touch point, I would say, think Tim Burton. Has that level, that kind of feel to it. And it's a really unique take. And it allows you to inject some alternate styles into your Magic game through awesome tokens. Shade John, also, if you you can check my videos after the stream today. I will, if I do the AMA, I'll chop it up into a separate video that you'll be able to see as a highlight in my video section. Well, KHM traditional, slow queue. We knew that might be a possibility, especially both kind of mid-late in the Kaldheim season now, but also with another all-human draft pod available. So there's an extra all-human draft pod. There's 3 instead of 2. So a couple things stacking against this queue firing particularly quickly, but this is a reasonable pace. I thought I turned my volume up, but I guess I didn't. Where's that audio? I never look, Jim. Jim wondering if, I guess there's a moment where it pops up. Nothing has ever leaped out at me like, oh, I know who that is, you know? but it goes away pretty quickly. And then I mean, I know you can go here and click this, but I basically never do. Something I do a lot is take predators when they come my way. Pretty easy first pick here. 2-color, but a great 2-color. Clarion Spirit, basically the second pick in this pack, I think. I'm in a way, I'm sad that the Predator is so good, because I would like to first pick Clarion Spirit and try that deck, go to town on making... It's the fact that this makes flyers. Can you believe it makes flyers? This card would be good if it made 1/1 soldiers or warriors or whatever, but flyers? Holy moly. Shepherd also very strong, yeah. But a lot of decent white here. Both the 2 uncommons are fantastic. Valkyrie is a great card for the white aggro deck because you can often play it for 2. And then Story Seeker playable in the deck too. So really sending a lot of white. I hope the folks downstream pick up on that and get out of this lane, and then we get to follow up with red-black cards that make sense. We can also splash this, so I don't feel beholden to go red-black just because we have a dragon. I mean, heck, we might not play red or black if we follow the power of the cards in front of us. And so in this case, I see a Struggle, I see a Burgie, I see a Blizzard Brawl. There's an Onslaught, but I do want to try and avoid white given what we passed downstream. And then Cardor's Vicious Return, while on color pair is not powerful enough here. We might wheel that or something. Yeah, I'm on Bergstrider or Struggle, really. I like Struggle before I know I'm Snow, than the Brawl. So then it's between these two. And I'm going to take Struggle because it's green, and it gives us the best means to play this if we do end up with in the colors of our second pick. Rune of Mortality up in the corner is on color with the Predator. We've got a Frostbite and a Squash for some on-color removal. There's a Sculptor of Winter and a Snow Forest if we want to continue towards the Struggle. I think I like Sculptor better than Vandal or Mentor for following down the blue path at this point. There's also Mirror Lake. Copying a Predator could be good, although Mirror Lake nowhere near our Predator pick, so we got to make a choice on that front. Bite. Well, yeah, we can take Bite or Squash and stick to more Predator direction. Queen thinks this elf is a sign. Possibly. It's very good in the snow decks. I'm a little... Yeah, we kind of would want the snow before the elf anyway, but I would take one of these removal spells. Let's take Squash. Another Squash. Now there's a Shimmerdrift Veil, though, and a Glittering Frost that's going by. Tegrid Shadow, Elderfang. I mean, we do have this Predator here we're looking to potentially play. But we can just grab the Veil, and it helps everything we're doing. And yeah, green Shapeshifters can end up helping with the Squash for sure. But I think the Veil here is fine over anything else. You want to take the Glittering Frost? That's fair. Well, now we have a Feed the Serpent, and Skull Raid and Rune are here, kind of suggesting some openness here in our Predator colors. So I'm going to take the Feed. Pablo points out that Veil is 100% to make our deck, which is true, but I like to point out the counterpoint, because people bring that up a lot for why to take this card. It's guaranteed to make your deck, right? But I could say that about Evolving Wilds, and we don't rush to take an Evolving Wilds. So it's really the snow that makes this card. And if you don't end up in snow, it's very medium. It's good, but it's medium, right? Jim says he takes Evolving Wilds pick 3. I mean, sometimes you do, but I don't think it's a happy moment to take Evolving Wilds pick 3 in general. I'm taking the Sulphurous Mire here. A lot of good. There's the Helm that's interesting if we are straight red-black. But Raise and Village Rites and Helm and Mire all suggest that the black-red lane is pretty open. But with the Mire and the Veil, we are still able to play green if the cards continue to come to support that. But I'm seeing, again, just incredibly good red-black. So I think we need to just say, all right, this format is doing it to me again. I mean, I took this pick too. I'm not trying to do it, but come on. First pick, Predator. 18th pick, Reaper. Well, now this is just a lousy pack. Not much here at all. Are there worlds in which we play a Dusk Wielder? Probably not. I don't have it hooked up, though, is the thing true. I'm gonna reject that one for now. Rider probably more likely to make the deck than the Dusk Wielder, yes, but don't think either will. Yeah, I guess Broken Wings is... You're right, Broken Wings is the most likely to make this deck, and we're best of 3, so that's fine. Here, I think a Snow Mountain... all the white cards except Story Seeker are gone. I was surprised this is still here some ways, but it kind of means, 3 white cards were taken out of this pack. And I like the Dwarven Reinforcements tends to be good in the red-black because it's so Berserker-oriented. But... no, I get it. We don't have snow payoffs, but we have Mire and Veil. We might get there. I'm going to take the Snowland on hedging, and we'll see if we... And I can do the same thing here. And this, again, the cost is like a Skull Raid. We miss the snow deck, yes, but that doesn't mean you don't want some snow in your pile for possible snow splashes. Snow Main is not going to be us. Snow Splash very well could be. And I just don't... I'm going to do it. I value these Snowlands over, even though we're not heavy snow, or even technically in snow at all at this point. And see, we take a forest, and now if snow stuff comes, we actually could. I mean, exactly. Priest could come up. We could take Mirror Lake too, but we have no blue going on, so I'm going to pass the Mirror Lake. Yeah, we might get into snow with this type of land coming around. Shadow. Yeah, we could play Shadow potentially in this deck. Skull Raid here seems good to me. So, yeah, I don't love to be black in the format, but when you're getting near last pick, Tegrid's Shadows and Skull Raids, at least you found the lane, right? It's about my millionth chance to take the Spirit, and for the millionth time, I'm not gonna. Bloodline Predator tends to be excellent in red-black with the whole Berserker thing. Yeah, no 2-drops yet, but the packs have been weird, and I think we've been taking things correctly. We could take a Disciple here on that front, but I think Pretender is good enough. Even though we would like to get some 2s, we'll try and wheel this and not be too sad if it doesn't. But Predator, you think struggles better than Pretender, but I don't know for green. Well, maybe we are green. Look at this. Take that, baby. Squash, nice though. Provoke, playable. I don't know where we're headed. I'm going to take Packmate. There's nothing in red or black that's better than it here. Squash comes close, but... All right, and now I'm thinking Jund Snow looking very possible for us. Maybe we wheel this Snow Mountain. Yeah, Haj, I think that's where we're headed, right? Looks like we're base black-green, splashing for Squash and Predator. You take Squash here? I think Blessing is worth it with... Thanks to me picking up all these Snowlands that people didn't want me to take. I think Blessing is great. Wouldn't mind a Snowland here, but like we got ourselves a 2 that we can play. I think we need to take that. Although it's a red 2, and we were looking at us being potentially more base green black, so maybe we're actually taking Sentinel and setting that up for some splashability. I don't love the Sentinel if it's not doing more than just being this, but we could take... it's either take the Sentinel because we're trying to be base green, or we take Raider if we think we could still be base red. We don't have a lot of red, though. We have Squash and Predator. That's it. And that's why I don't like the Raider. I think I'm going to take the Sentinel. Almost want the Mountain there. Almost took the Mountain. Ice-Hide Troll here is going to be the pick over the pick, but I wouldn't mind a pick in this deck. Pick is my second choice there. I'd like to get one, but I still think we take the snow payoff there because we have the snow. Take Alpine Meadow as an ETB tapped snow source. We could take Elderfang Mentor as okay, it makes 2. I think maybe Firewalker, although again, trying to look at red as more the splash. No 2s that we can take that are really playable. We can take Skull Raid because maybe we need to take things like Skull Raid now just so we can start to at least represent things that can be done on 2. I want actual creatures on 2, but I want to at least know that, see what we can do on 2 so that we're not doing nothing. Yeah, David likes the Firewalker. That's fair. Maybe I need to, maybe we're banking back towards red. I mean, look at this pack. Is red-black open? Provoke, Reinforcements, Raise. I like all of this. Hulk for... I'm taking the Reinforcements, I think, here over Pup. We don't have... Land is another choice there, but I do want Pretender on Berserker, and the Reinforcements helps with that. That was a tough pack for me. I wasn't sure what to do there, honestly. Here we can go Sculptor in hopes that we can be base green. And Sculptors, if we're base green, should be very good for us. Horizon Seeker really helps with the 3-color thing, but Struggle is another thing we can do on 2 at least. So I'm going to take that again. Hammer likes the Seeker. I'm taking the Struggle. I get it. I want that Seeker. I do. But Struggle is interaction that can be tough to replace. We are in red. We're in some good removal colors. So it's not vital, but we're best of 3. I'll take this. It's possible we splash it. We find a way to splash it. Big Doofus. Okay. Yeah, the blue seems pretty open. Are we really getting into blue from here? Feels like that's just beyond greedy for even me. Skull Raid. Maybe. It's a lot of Skull Raids. Elderleaf Mentor I like better than the Recruiter here. Village Rites is a playable last pick, so not the worst. Yorn. We're not really doing the blue for the snow artifact side of this, but Yorn is a 3/3 that is going to allow us to 2-spell sometimes, you know, cast something pre-combat and then untap. Yeah, we could go Lindy, just get big. But we do have enough snow to make this a little better than whatever. Normally I'm whatever about this, but a Vigilant 3/3 for 3 that allows you to cast something before combat and cast something after combat is not just whatever. Lindy might be better, but I think this is fun. This is actively good in our deck. Yeah, gems are a thing. I'll take Lindy though. Let's take first Lindy. That's fine. I tried. Did I get it? Okay, good. Whew. Hey, Magda keeps following us around. How many? We could take Magda, we could take Path, we could take Harold, we could take Sculptor. There's a lot of possibilities here. Vault Robber is not a thing. It's probably just another Sculptor, right? World Tree is tempting. Path, though, I don't feel like we are on course for 5 color, and I don't want to try and get on that course. But we are on course to have a snow land on turn 3 that we can untap with Sculptor. So I think Sculptor is the pick here. Feed the Serpent for more interaction. Replicating Ring for more fixing and snow. Replicating Ring helps us ramp to like Lindy, but we're not going to play this Dread Rider, we hope. So we're not actually ramping to a ton here. I'm not sure I want that. Yeah, I recognize that that we're low on the low drops we want, but I don't feel like I've like, especially in pack 2 or 3, I don't think I've passed them a bunch. Yeah, we can do the ring given the situation here, but yeah, I guess I took the ring. Well, I don't know if this is right. Oh, this is great though. Thank you. That's some Vandal. I want 2s, but I can't pass a Binding of the Old Gods. Poison the Cup here late. Woodland Chasm would be fantastic, but we're not passing poison. Yeah, I mean, life is okay. I still don't think this deck is great. We're not establishing ourselves in the board quickly enough for me to think this deck is any kind of great, but at least we have things to do on 2. I was worried that we didn't have anything to do at all. Now we have plenty to do on 2, but only a couple of things that actually establish the board. Snow Swamp wouldn't suck. We could take a Hailstorm Valkyrie. How are we really doing on snow? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 snowlands. 6 if we take this one. Yeah, this isn't good enough yet, so let's just take the swamp. Yeah, Snow Blue ended up wide, but that happens. You know, you're gonna do what you can. This maybe we do try to splash for this. I don't know if we don't have anything to splash though. That, like, any way to get blue really. So are we taking something else? I guess we could take something else. We could take... yeah, Battle's too good, but how are we playing it? I guess Replicating Ring. I'll take it in case, but I don't love this. We have Replicating Ring, and that's like it. And Shimmerdrift Veil. Well, nice Chasm here, though. Seize the Spoils could give us another out to blue if we want. I'm not sure, though. Not sure we're doing that. I'll take a Hoggy Mob in case. I don't think we're playing that either, but we might. We'll see. What a weird draft. Blue ended up being painfully open, which is unusual for this format. Feels like it's usually not. Demonic Gifts is somewhat playable. Maybe we want a Cinderheart. Yeah, the port actually might make the deck if we're going to play a little bit of blue. But we'll see. Something that was that one, yeah. Yeah, Priest is a great pickup late. Gem reward to remind me to enter my data. I've been trying to be better about this so that I don't leave myself all this old homework. All right. I don't think the Priest is late from a power level standpoint, or, you know, it's just that it fits in our deck better than other people's decks. You often see late Priests. That's one of the, you know, Luis was talking about that on LR, how, you know, when you can make a deck where the Priest is good, you're in good shape because you're going to wheel these. Don't need all these Skull Raids for sure. Are we playing Battle of Frost and Ice? You want to see our snow sitch land-wise? We can do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 snow. Yep. I'm kind of with you, Siriana. I don't think we splash this. It's very powerful, but we've got a lot of removal. We got a lot of control elements, and I think we cut that. Let's see. So let's go. Let's put creatures up top now. And take a look here. 12 creatures plus a reinforcements. So pretty low on creatures. That's a reason that Tegra Shadow could be good. Probably not using rights because we don't have a lot of expendables. I like rights when you're making doing a lot of Elderleaf Mentor type deal, but I think we can cut the rights. Maybe even the gifts as another thing that, although gifting like Lindworm is so demoralizing, but I like our removal better. Something's got to give, right? And it's got to be our spells. We do have 2 sculptors, a sentinel, and a replicating ring, and so we could go down to 16 here. It seems unintuitive sometimes to go to 16 when you've got like 6 drops, and this isn't best of 1 where we're getting hand smoothing. But yeah, Sentinel gets worse too. You're not wrong, Jim. The lack of bodies both makes me want to keep it in, but also makes me want to cut it because it's only good with other bodies. So I say, yeah, let's cut that and keep the double skull raid. Is there anything just like embarrassing here? I mean, the shadow is questionable, but we are low on creatures, so we could justify that. Oh, we can cut it though, and let's figure out what to add something in here. We can even add another generic skull raid back. I still don't think we have enough blue to splash blue. You can call Shimmerdrift Veil a source of blue, sure, but it's not really, because if we have Shimmerdrift Veil in our first 10 cards and we don't have the Giant Saga and we're missing land, we're totally going to use Shimmerdrift Veil on one of our Jund colors. Like some percent of the time, this is just going to our Jund colors and is not a source of blue. So I'm out on the blue. I don't think they need to be. I mean, I see the synergy you're talking about because you can set up a bunch of stuff. But I mean, I don't think that just because we run one, we need to run the others. But we do need to put something in here. So is it, it could just be a mob, generic beef, broken wings, always get something, right? We could put in first broken wings. Let's see what chat wants to do here. But I think, are we at 16? No, we're at 17. So I want to be even at 16 land. I took the Sentinel out because we were low on creatures, and I'm not sure it is great here. Like, the only thing we're ramping early with it is on, like, Sculptors and Priests. And Sculptor is already ramping us, so really Priest is, like, the only thing that's like, yeah, we did it. We ramped with Sentinel, unless it's much later in the game. So that's my concern, Fenor, that it's not doing enough on that axis. I want early defense, but I guess that's where this is tough. Let's see. I'm gonna get the mana sorted first. We are very light on red. Reinforcements is a little weird here. Maybe I should have. I probably should have taken something else out of this pack. In my mind at that point, I was on the Pretender plan and Berserkers, but this has ended up being a weak aspect of this deck. In fact, like, are we on? Like, we don't even have Berserkers. We have elves, right? So 4 elves and 1 shapeshifter. Like the Bloodline Pretender is pretty bad here. we got some bad low end. That's just the state of it. I may, like, I don't like the reinforcements is now questionable to me. I think I'm going to cut the reinforcements and we're going to put in the Shadow and the Skull Raid and go a little bit creature light here. And be a little more controlling. It makes struggles a little less less exciting, but I really don't want to. I guess I could do a Skull Raid out and we put the Sentinel in. I just don't know. Yeah, this is 5 elves, but it's not a... I kind of like the... Yeah, Seize the Spoils is interesting, but it's part of our... It's our lightest color. Yeah, I like Broken Wings in. Let's do that. I still don't love this Sentinel. I just don't know how I'm ramping with it successfully, and I know... And it's not enough that it puts a counter on a Pretender to me. I'm going to try this. Pretend it's great. Agreed that this is weak. I mean, we could cut it. We could add another Skull Raid. I'm going to start it. Maybe we'll come back. We got these options out of the board, like maybe a mob over... We could do a mob over a Pretender. What about this? Because I agree, the Pretenders just fell off in usefulness here. I kind of am, though. I mean, Jim, you make a point. We're not happy with this until we've played a second copy of a of the named type. Yeah. Well, no, but I think you are. I'm saying cut it. I think it's not doing enough. I think it's not going to be good enough soon enough. And if we're going to play something like Tethered Shadow, we can try a different approach here. Yeah, we're going to definitely update our lands here. Don't worry about lands. Hold on. Queen Metallia likes that we can do something on 3 with any of our mana. I think our mana is actually pretty good, so I'm not too worried about that. We also have a lot of Foretell on that front. Yeah, so I'm going to try this. There's some other cards we could consider. If you have some favorites, you could keep them in mind and what you'd cut for them, and we can keep an eye on that. I'm going to get the Bling Redemptions here. Kitty sleeves for Queen. That's one kitty. Are there any other kitties I'm missing? I think that's our kitty. Wizard wants the battle. All right, I'm going to do this. Oh, wait, I didn't do lands. Sorry, I said I was going to do lands, then didn't. So let's count our red as it's suggested. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 with a ring. Yeah. 6 is okay if we want to be sure to get this Predator out reasonably quickly. But let's see how our other core colors are doing, because that's, in a sense, more important. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 black, and green has 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 green. So 996. 996 is all right with maybe 810 though with the sculptors. Like go reduce by 1 swamp and up by 1 forest, and then we can actually go ahead and keep the 2 mountains and have 6. And yeah, let's give this a start, and we'll revisit after our first match, okay? But I'm going to pretend it's great, but I'm not convinced that it is. But you tell me. Oh, I do that a lot. The cut card deck name, sure. You say that. I guess if we played the Sentinel, we would have to play the Sentinel if we played blue. But again, I don't consider the Veil to be a blue source unless you know, it's tough to consider the Veil a blue source when it's already trying to fix 3 colors. No snow yet, but this is a keep in my book. We'll shadow eventually if we want to. See what we find. Maybe we'll just foretell a bunch of stuff and then shadow, but we don't have the black yet, obviously. But we'll find a snow swamp and then immediately have 2. Frost? What frost? You talking about glittering frost? I don't have a glittering frost. What frost are we talking about? Well, swamp, not snow. So now the question is, do we sculptor or do we pack mate? With no snow yet and a Tegrid Shadow, I'm going to pack mate. If we can find a swamp off the top, for example, I'm happy to foretell the Shadow then and try to get him a nice 0 for 2. In this case, I think I still might do that. I guess we can play at least a mountain out, but I'm trying to figure out, right now I'm trying to figure out if I'm trying to set up to do a shadow or I'm trying to get on board. I could just get on board, see if they answer it, and then set up a shadow later. I'll just get on board. Packmate can get some board presence, help us dig for another source of black. And given that, I should have waited on land play, but I hadn't decided. I thought I was going to play one of my 3-drops, then I changed my mind. But I should have figured out my play before I did any of that. If we let this go, we can keep it to block. We have Broken Wings, so I'm going to decline, and we'll just Broken Wings that. Could even wait potentially on D here. Oh, let's go this for Swamp to set up Shadow. And then, yeah, we can do Wings on defense. Although I don't know if they bother attacking. But we'll give them a chance. We might end up eating it. Like, we could have just gotten rid of the Wither Crown and attacked for 3 and probably got him for 3. But what we're trying to do here is get him. My worry is, though, why are they even bothering attacking here? New plan. New plan. This thing is so good. Like, I'm like, whew! Thank goodness we can kill the chariot and 1-for-1 ourselves while leaving them with 2 real cards. So good. Even you get rid of it right away, it's still doing that thing. So now I think we decline again. We take a point because now it's doing fine blocks. And we can set up for the shadow. So let's go replicating ring. I could even just shadow now, I suppose. And it's not going to get much better. But we can also block for a turn. And yeah, I don't know. What do you think? We can ring, foretell shadow, and then shadow plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 mana next turn. 4 on shadow means we could shadow and then follow with a Ice Hide Troll. I think that's good enough that we can head for that. I'm going to do that. Oh, I'm covering up, then I'm not in the right place. There you go. How about that? So Tegrid Shadow is going to get the other half of that card. So it's like, that's funny. It is funny. I am going to take this action because we're about to cast Shadow. Go with this. And this. Still kind of up against it here. We're going to play Ice Hide Troll out, and then next turn, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is going to give us Sculptor and Squash, or Squash and Ice Hide Troll activation if Ice Hide Troll lives. But getting a little uncomfortable in here. They might take a turn to use their Glade Warden. We'll see if they do that. Probably have to kill the Glade Warden regardless of where they put the counters. Although they don't have any more creatures, so maybe we could kill the cat. The Ice Hide Troll is going to hold the ground here nicely. So kind of just want to take the thing that could down the road be a bigger problem. Yeah, it's interesting they sacked the Berserker when they had the Glade Warden coming. Okay, so this time I like we can squash and hold up Poison the Cup / Ice Hide Troll activation. And that seems like the best play here. We can hold it all up because it's all instant speed. If we're playing the Sculptor, we don't get I'm going to leave everything. I'm going to leave up all my removal and be on defense here. Oh, sure, they sacked the Berserker, so they had fodder. That's totally fair, Tron. I didn't think about that. Just like thinking this had endless fodder, but of course it doesn't. Ice Hide Troll completely stalling ground games since January. Well, that's scary. So that I could have access to both of these if I wanted. At 8 mana, I get exactly Squash and Poison. I don't get Squash, Foretell, Poison, Poison. And maybe that was unnecessary, and I could have gone Foretell now. We only need 1 removal, but it was at least why. So I'm going to squash the Glade Warden. Again, it is the least threatening right here, but it is the most threatening in a long game. That's why I did that. And I am just going to pass, and we will try to get the scry here, because it's not. I don't need to like use my mana up here. We got plenty of mana. So we'll foretell this, and we get Winter, and we can still cup and pump. So yes, I like Winter. Oh, isn't it, Tron? Like, now they're doing this. Okay, like, we get to do this. And now, if they have a response, we only have... it's great to have double activation of Ice Hide Troll, because then you can activate once, and if they have a response, respond again and activate again. As it is, we may have to use Poison the Cup to save our Troll if they do something to make this big, you know, or actually, never mind, that's never going to save it. So, yeah, we could kill their U, but it like, we need to get both of these. I guess we could do it that way. Yeah, this needs to die. This is bigger. Sure, we'll do it this way. Yeah, for sure. We know they're going to get something, but we do have the cup for that. I'm with Tron. Let's do it this way. And pump. And we can wait and see. I could cup the 4/4, but given that this is going to go fetch something, we need to save the cup. Lindy? Lindy's the... Oh, nothing. Must be in hand already. Really weird to play this with no targets. I was going to say, they already had it. Okay. I'm going to get that right dead. And I will take a Snow Swamp to give us that double activation on Troll. We'd like some action, but this double activation on Ice-Eyed Troll on this board is just fantastic. So I'm going to keep the Snow Swamp. Hammer wants it on the bottom. I've given you my reason. Did I? I thought I didn't have it. No, I didn't. I mean, it's coming up. Oh, it's... Oh, Sculptor. Yeah, Sculptor gave me double. That's fair. I didn't until I played the Sculptor. But I'm going to be attacking with the Sculptor, so I can't... Eventually, it would be back to stay double, but right now... I mean, I'm going for eventual triple activation. Yeah. Yeah. Eventually, though, they hold this back and then Sculptor can't attack. But there you go. See, they killed it. I had to, gang. I had to. Ah, that's a nice pickup. If we attack with it, they either have to block with the cat or... and we get a 1/1 regardless. Could send this in. We're expecting to trade this anyway, but I don't want to be overwhelmed by one removal spell, so we're going to stay defensive here. I see how it's going to be. Apparently not. Apparently not. Pablo. We, on the other hand, yeah, right now they can't activate. We know they're going to get there eventually. If we send Mob right now, we get Kitty and a 1/1. Is that worth it? Should we send the Mob? Trade off for Kitty? Or do you just want to stay back here? They might just take it and try to crack back for some sort of win. Yeah, so I'm going to say no. Can't... I mean, we could... If they don't block, we get a free... We get to just start picking off the 1/1s. Because they don't want us to just continue to pick off 1/1s for free. We pick off one, and then if they don't have removal, they can't kill us, but yeah, they could because this forces a tap. Yeah, so no attacks. We're gonna still stay defensive. Snow Swamp, kind of just as a disguise here. Hey, Romano. Uh-oh, main deck Arachniform sighted. Second Snowland for Oppo's Ice-Hide Troll. Now would be a nice time for removal. One time struggle for Skemfar. Lindy's not an unwelcome sight, but we do need something for the troll. We have exile removal in the deck though, so we can find that as well. Yeah, Lindy gets us some life total. We could even potentially send in the troll, given that. Lindy blocks an Ice Hide troll with activation. So there's an argument to ship the troll here, especially with the life cushion. I think we do. If they kill Lindy, then we got to give them a free troll attack. But then Mob can block this or eat that, right? So... And we do need to get him dead at some point, so I'm going to get risky now, or a little bit more aggressive, and send the troll. I didn't want to just give up the mob. The thing is, the troll's not going to die. We send in the mob, and we give him options to kill it. Whereas I like... I like that we have two big defenders. One piece of removal is not going to wreck us, which is why I did that. Second here. Don't worry, Hap, this is no trick. I'm just checking on my swamp water. I'm gonna have to do a midstream pump, I think. We are slowly resolving our plumbing issue. I mean, working out what we need to do to fix it. It is exactly what I would say if I was trying to trick you. You're right. Swamp water would not be a very successful coffee brand, I think. Oh, here comes the flood. Gotta love drawing a forest after making 8 replicated rings. All right. So, same attack, although now they have troll block troll, so we don't really have an attack unless we also send, like, Lindy, but that's not... I think we're just kind of stuck here. Nah, it's troll just forces them to tap their own troll. I don't like that. I mean, I guess... Yeah, we could send Lindy, but then it's a trade of Lindy for one of these two, right? And I don't think we want to necessarily do that. Blessing maxes at 4, unfortunately. But yeah, Blessing would be nice. Put 2 on the Ice Hide Troll, draw 3. I'm in for that. Another big creature. Not the worst thing to see. If we send Lindy now, we have a decent fallback plan that continues to block everything smaller that they've got. So now I kind of like sending Troll and Lindy and play Outrider, and then have Mob and Outrider back again on solid defense against this sitch. Although this is a 4-3. Yeah, we can block a 4-3 with a 5-5 and not lose anything, right? And then this can block one of the other things in trade, and we'd be fine with that. So I am going to do that. I'm going to, again, we need to apply some sort of pressure and get him dead. Although we have, yeah, clock is a great point. I need to not be lousy on clock or I'm going to regret it. But this is a tough spot because I don't want to lose creatures because part of our value is drawing the frost that draws us extra. I'm going to say no attacks and play the Outrider and continue. Their Ice Hide Troll being back to block makes me want to stay a little bit conservative here, and especially the rare snow spell that's going to put 4 counters out and draw some stuff. Huh. Oppo. Finding spells. Must be nice. Oh yeah, I haven't forgotten. We have all the Ice Hide Troll mana in the world we want, but it'll just get chumped. Sure. Sure. We will say goodbye to flesh and blood. Yeah, sorry, Pablo. All right, we'll play this, and I'm getting distracted. This is where I lose my most clock needlessly. Like, I don't have a play here, and we're gonna pass quickly until we have something happens. Yeah, 5 left in 17. Yeah, I should hold 2 for Skull Raid now. You're right, they're playing black. Predator would be wonderful. Binding. Binding with tapped out snow means we should pick off the Icehide Troll. Interesting that... Oh, I guess they had to triple green it, but I'm going to do this real quick here. Get rid of the Troll, and then... Now I like sending in our Icehide. Leave the big boys back, and Icehide is just infinite huge. That's just an abyss at this point, in many ways. I'm like 10 minutes behind on clock. Come on, Ryan. Actually go 5-5 on 4-4, 5-4 on 3-3, 6-6 on 4-4, take 6. That's the try here. Could be +4/+4 dead. I took some risks, but, you know, I do got to get him dead. So if they have the pump... Veil is going to be okay. Still makes that a trade. We're okay with that. Mainly, I didn't want +4/+4 we lose. So that didn't happen. That's good. Great answer to our troll. All the trolls are gone now. All right, deck. Action of big-time proportions on top, please. Enough of the lands. That qualifies. We'll get this Chasm. Blessing is a little late. Too bad we couldn't have gotten our Icehide Troll up above way down levels, but we're going to cast this happily. With all snow. The pumps, the troll's toughness doesn't pump, and it wouldn't have worked even if it did. Well, it would have worked because of end of turn, yeah, but it doesn't pump toughness. Gonna get. Let's do this. Oh, nice. All right, so I'm gonna go. Like this. And let's see. Even with this, I think we can attack both. Because we have 2 blockers. And they're out of cards. Yeah, I'm gonna say if they top deck... oh yeah, 4/4 trample is tough. But we still have, now we're dead to removal, and that's dumb of me, but hopefully they blank. They need to draw some lands. They haven't drawn lands all game, right? It's your turn to draw some lands, Uza Makil. Death Touch. Gonna do it. All right, that took too long, though. I gotta play faster, Ryan. You're just gonna lose to clock and feel dumb. No clock on sideboarding, though, so we don't need to panic here. Just need to take a look. They're heavy, heavy, heavy black with this, or it looks like heavy black. Maybe they just didn't draw their proper distribution. That's probably it. They just got too much green, and also some of their green they sacrificed and discarded. Yeah, so I guess they were just unlucky that time with their mana distribution, most likely. We didn't see any. Did we see any red spells cast? I didn't see any red spells cast, right? So I don't know if that is just for snow. Looks like black green only, with some snow components that are causing the use of the forest. So black green elvish. I don't know. It's a bunch of medium. There's some good stuff there, but it's a bunch of medium stuff. Let's get this done. Do we need? We have a bunch of medium stuff in our deck. I'm not saying we're off the medium hook. Tron wants to try the Saga. It did go pretty long. If they're not aggro, I'm more inclined to be willing to try the Saga, because you're going to get time to set it up. If they're Boros, so you would just never consider it. But we could try it. I don't know, though. Yeah, we could go battle. If we did, we'd go take out Shadow, put in battle, play port minus a mountain, maybe. And because we're not searching for islands, so it doesn't matter to get a basic island in. I'd rather just add a source via port. And we could try, let's try that. We could even we could put in a Seas, I guess, to have some extra, but I don't know what maybe a Seas for a Skull Raid. I'm gonna try that too. Little bit of a hasty sideboarding, but I am willing to try the Giant Saga here because it looks like a grindier game. I know I took out a mountain, but see, I'm never punished, Haj. We kind of had extra mountains, in my opinion. We had six mountains, six mountains, and so dropping to 5 I felt was okay. Nice keep here, though. Put Veil on blue, and we actually have our battle mana. But I think we do that on turn 3 here, and on turn 2 we're going to foretell Skull Raid. Or Packmate. Let's do Packmate. Although we don't really want... Actually, we're going to probably Skull Raid before we Packmate anyway if we're intending to battle, so I'm going to Skull Raid. Foretell. I'm going to drop the Broken Wings. They did show that sweet, sweet artifact. I guess I could drop like the Squash and set instead, but I'm going to go with the Broken Wings as the narrow thing with no target currently. It's just that it's got a great target in the deck. You like dumping the Mentor? I like having some great stuff to do after the battle. I mean, I know we're looking to set up a battle here, but... And I just like Skull Raiding now. They're not putting any pressure on. I'm going to Skull Raid. They'll probably ditch stuff that's reactionary. They'll put... And hopefully they dump their hand to the table, and then we find our way to battle. If we don't find land next turn, we can seize the spoils away, the Elderleaf Mentor or the Squash, looking for land. Why not? I mean, it's not a chapter 3 thing. I just mean after we wipe the board, we're happy to deploy creatures to the board, right? All right, we're going to seize here. Nobody likes a mentor anyway. Now the mentor is not a question. Bye, mentor. All right, y'all happy? There we go. I don't want to use our treasure because I want to ensure that we battle next turn. And we really hope that Oppo spends this turn playing at least one more creature to the board. Oh, it's a giant, though. That's too bad. This is going to live, but the Seeker that just picked up that counter isn't. Should be able to manage a 1/1 giant, yes, I agree. And we're just firing this off, though. Whenever you cast a spell with converted mana cost 5 or greater this turn, so we want to try and cast Squash on that Chapter 3 turn. Or Lindy, we're going to get to... But we're not going to get to land 6 in time. We want all this stuff, though. Right? Let's just keep all this. Oh, we could get to Lindy. We could go... let's see. If we go Forest, Sculptor... Next turn, we could potentially Lindy or Squash. I'm going to keep all... I'm going to keep it like this. Although we'd have to do it this way, right? So then, yeah, this gets us Lindy. Then we want the snow-covered swamp even. Maybe we don't want the snow swamp. Because we have enough, right? So I'm going to do it this way. Sculptor. And let's foretell Packmate? Either this or this. This draws a card, though. That seems great. Warden gets some action in the yard here. A lot of fodder. But we can squash it. I set us up to be able to Lindy next turn, but we still just might want to squash the Warden, really. Although, honestly, the Warden can put another 2/2 on something and Lindy still gets it, and Squash still gets it. So we can let him spin wheels a little bit with the Warden and still squash effectively, right? Yeah, that's where I landed. That's where I landed. Gonna keep being greedy on spells versus land here. Pitch the land and hold on to all this action. Squash and Poison, both on the horizon. Interesting attack. What do you think it means? Is it, they showed the +1/+1 hexproof. I'm fine for trade, if they want to trade off Lindy for their Gladewalker and a +1/+1, that's fine with me. We got so much action behind. So I'm just gonna do it. Or I'll trade for a trick too, like whatever, I'll trade for their hand, basically. Yeah, gifts it is. Which, again, it's fine. I mean, they lost all the counters on that thing. Now we can just squash this and they got nothing. Like, that was fine with us. What do we want to do here, though? 6 total mana, 5/4/3 gets us 4 if we replicating ring. 4 could go right into Predator. We can go... Yeah, we could Packmate, see what we draw. Let's do that. Maybe we'll find a land. Or a Binding. let's just do that. I know, hand is so good, just got better-ish. Now I kind of wish I'd kept some of that mana, but we're doing fine. I'm just getting in now. This doesn't have a haste, does it? Right. Yeah, I'm going to get the Predator down. Snakeskin Veil. Whatever. Trade. Ring Foretell. They're at one card. I'm just gonna get in here. Like, I just want my dragon down. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. With 4, if we try for a struggle and they have a response, we don't have a response to the response. So I actually don't like going for like the struggle. I think we want a replicating ring and 4 mana up. Then probably foretell poison and have poison available. Although I like attacking here. If they block, we can really wreck a double block. And we'll start getting their creatures. Oh yeah, it kills both. We don't even... But we could... we'll see what they want to do. Yeah, they don't even want to bother. And so then I'm going to do the foretell poison. I could kill one, but I like waiting for the double block blowout possibility. I'm just going to play this land and hold this struggle for later. We can Reaper and still blow out the double block, so let's do that. Hard cast this. I don't need to double foretell yet. I could. I want to start with this attack. I'll keep the Hoggy Mob. Yeah. No need. They did. Oh, last turn? I'm not sure. Too late. If I have a ton of mana, though, which I didn't, I mean, but if I have enough mana, it can be worth not telegraphing what that you have something foretold. Oh, yeah, right. I just didn't even remember the turn, so I couldn't explain myself. Give me 1 second, gang. I've got a little plumbing maintenance that I need to do for a few seconds, and you should also be thankful you're not in here smelling this with me. Be right back. All right. Back to it. Thanks for waiting. Appreciate it. Sorry for the delay. Lifing me and stuff. No snow lands yet for the sculptor, but we can keep this. Might even start on the shadow instead. Shadow, poison, ring. We can do all sorts of foretelling without playing a creature and try to get a 2 for 1 here. Shadow's hard to use. We don't have a lot of other options. And this is a decent deck for it. We got a low creature count and a lot of stuff we can foretell early to set it up. Yeah, I'm with you, Pablo. It's super clunk, right? I don't love it. I don't know if we cut it. But it's going to be good here. But it's kind of almost showing me how clunky it is that, like, this is its best case scenario. And it's not, and it's still, if we're lucky, going to be a 2-for-1, right? It's not some insano play. So worth considering that. I'm going to go and I'm going to struggle to foretell the struggle for now. Yeah, land ring would have been okay too. I like getting the tap land down. And we're just going to, they're not putting us under pressure. We're going to keep foretelling stuff and try to get them for 2 cards here. And we can, I also like this follow-up. We get to cast this and then foretell this. Now, if they would do us a favor and somehow put 2 to the board, we could kill them both and drop our Sculptor. Funny. I'm just going to hard cast Skull Raid on him, though. Yeah, Oppo, I don't want you to be color screwed. I want you to do something so I can do something. There, we see their Boros aggro, which probably means we should be happy with how things are going right here, but I would like them to deploy something to the board, and then, yeah, I guess we could play a Sculptor to try and eat a Bolt or something, but I think this deck... All right, now I guess I'll play a Sculptor, give him, you know, all right. Well, they're pausing, so Scream and Bolts, right? They don't want to use it, though, I guess, on that? I don't know. I don't like using any like poison on end step here. We're gonna still try and get him with the shadow. It's just a little less of an interesting shadow. We can play the Mentor, and then we'd only lose a token in the Sculptor, and it keeps us on board a little bit. I don't hate playing a Mentor out here. We get to keep the 3/2 when the dust settles. We don't get to cast it though. Like we don't have shadow mana left if we do that. We only have 3. I'm gonna say pass. Somewhat telegraphing that we're up to something, but I don't know what they do if they don't deploy stuff to the board. But that's still not enough. I mean, I'm saying I don't have 8 mana. I have 7. I'm actually going to... I could chump here, given that we expect a shadow, but I like letting him... I don't want him to... I don't want to show them a chump at 20. It's, again, too telegraphed. We'll just do this. They can even get a... I want them to spend some mana anyway. And we can even shadow and... poison if we needed to. That's pretty good play for them to play into the shadow, really. So this is what I mean. Like, maybe we do need to find a replacement for this. This is just so hard to use, and it's not even that good. Like, we quote did it, right? But what have we done? Not much. Not much. I'm going to do it, but not much is the answer. A nice 2 for 2. A really complicated, difficult 2 for 2, right? That was not amazing. If we play Sculptor, we don't have poison up, but we can go poison free for a turn and have it for the turn after. I think I do want to figure out if we can cut this, and if we do, at least we played it in game 1, so they might worry about it. Interesting. Binding, we should actually use on, like, the hammer, and then poison. Or if we use binding on the hammer, we can probably struggle to take out the raptor from there. So let's do that. Or at least I'm going to bind the hammer and then see what the scene looks like. You worried about the bolt? I guess we could. Let's see if they. Well, they have a pause. They're gonna have a pause for just sacking the treasure, I think. Yeah, that's fair, Rob. You want to just cup it with that? We could attack and see if there's a pause. I'm just gonna poison it and go. You're right. We should worry about the bolt. This will give us a. Scry 2, we can keep the struggle for more removal. And yeah, start the beats. Show me the bolt. Maybe they're not bolts. How are they not, like, taking out an Elderleaf Mentor there? I mean, with the treasure. All right. Well, now we're going to struggle with Skemfar, the Mentor, and just take out the Seeker. If we could do it and have one of these creatures live, we'd do it that way, but we can't, so I'm going to take it out this way. If they want to bolt our Mentor, well, at the very least, they bolted a creature that was already removed. They did, and that's fine because we have another struggle. Although we can't do it and have one of our creatures live here. But I was willing to do that. We just traded struggle for bolt without it being a 2-for-1. And now what? I think we just foretell the struggle and we look for something that can fight the Story Seeker and live. We could... Yeah, Death Touch, we could just struggle the 1/1 and get it dead that way. I don't know if we want to give that up. I'll just say take this, though. We have top decks that can put us ahead, especially against Boros. We should be winning a long game against Boros. I'd say we're favored in a long game against Boros. And yeah, I don't know if this is worth a token and a struggle to take out a Story Seeker, given that, you know, the equipment's going to go on something else after that, although the Story Seeker is making the race impossible. So yeah, they could have a second bolt, but then we're okay. So we're trading struggle for their second bolt. But yeah, like Scotty says, I mean, we just have to do it and see what happens. This might not work for us, but I don't know what else to do in this situation that's not going to make it worse to just sit around. Hey, buddy. Welcome to the team. Glad to have you. Icehide was like, I hear you have a lot of snow. Eight, 9, 10 sources of snow, so we can do this 5 times, but we only want to do it 4 times to leave up an activation for protection. So right now we have basically a 10 power troll. Eight, 9, 10. Oh, Sculptor is 12, so really we could have a 12 power. But Hodge likes 2 activations at all times. Yeah, that's fine too. Just saying minimum. Shepherd, a really nice card for Oppo here. But hopefully our troll can still race. We're really just needing to slam with the troll until we force them to block. Like Hodge says, leave up 2 activations. We'll see. I need to threaten... I need a troll attack to be a lethal threat. And the first one won't be, but if we pump, the second one would be. Anyway, we'll see. They gotta try to get us dead, and we're trying to get them dead. And it's just a race here. Any trample? I don't think we picked up anything that gives trample, but I can't remember off the top. Lindy's fine here, but we're going to, of course, start with the troll attack. Yeah, fine is understatement. Lindy's great here. Helps us with the race. They are going for this. So we're going to go, again, I want to leave up an activation. This is interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's Lindy mana. Then that leaves us 8 more activations. I like at least 1, 2... And now, the next turns... Now we represent lethal with an attacking troll next turn while still having 3 activations of the Icehide. So I guess, I mean, I could have gone for even another one, I suppose. Yeah, they're showing, let's see, they have to block, oh man, I think I really messed up by not doing one more activation. I didn't really do the math, but look at this, we're now dead to the attack, whereas if I just pumped one more, they'd be dead to our crackback, even blocking the troll. So interesting attack here, I guess they have something else? They must have a blocker. Ah. Well, it didn't matter. It looks like we were going to lose anyway. That is the resiliency of the Boros deck and the format. I think one of the reasons the Boros deck is so good is that even though I was saying, you know, we are favored to win a long game, the artifact, the equipment really gives Boros longevity because, like, note the turn where they drew the Raptor, and it was like This Raptor is a 1-2, and they played a 1-2, and suddenly was a 5-3 first strike. And we even managed to get rid of one of their pieces of good equipment, but then the rest of it was enough to still be a problem. What does that mean for us here? We could play a Sentinel in that it has reach. Yeah, let's cut that Tigrid Shadow. It just is too clunk, especially against Boros aggro, where you just... we got lucky that they took some time to get going there. They just got going too strongly for us. Jim, did you see how that played out? I mean, come on. You're really asking me why I'm cutting Shadow? Were you here for that game? It was clunky and awful and was at its best. Like, it's just too... It's a bad top deck unless you're very specific in what you're doing, and we got it where we wanted it, which was early in the game to plan around, and it was still bad. Yeah, I disagree, Fenor. Obviously. Do we need a robber? Sentinel. Yeah, I'm getting more closer to where Pablo's at. But it's just bad. Just bad. Skull Raid not great against this type of opponent. I think we do need a Sentinel. At least it gets in and might get a counter. Ugh. Don't like this at all, though. Not at all. Gifts for a Skull Raid? I like that. Saga feels too slow. I played the Saga last time out of the board because we were in a long, grindy matchup where I fully expected to have blue eventually. All right, we can keep this at least. Oppo on the mole, that helps too. I'm gonna keep playing snow stuff here. If they foretell here, I probably don't bother with an Ice Hide because it's probably a demon. It's too likely a Demon Bolt. I'd like to see, with all this Snowland, us find a way to play this while we have the 2 mana. In that case, we're going to Skull Raid. Yeah, I can play the Forest, but if I'm not going to play either of these, it doesn't matter, Tron, and I would rather keep piling up the snow. So, if I'm not going to 2-spell with green or anything. So I'm going to go Mountain Skull Raid. Especially with the Blessing, I don't mind getting extra snowy. Land in an Onslaught, all right. Now we drop a Forest, and we don't have mana for the Troll. If we play it, it's really getting picked off, and next turn we do have the mana, so let's just sit tight on the feed. Why not Troll here? Because I expect they have a Demon Bolt that they will use to just kill the Troll, whereas if we wait until we have 2 snow mana to float, we can force them to not have a kill. We can play around the Demon Bolt. Now, do we spend the rest of the game holding up 2 snow? It does kind of put us in that position, but they will also likely tap out sometimes too, and we can consider getting, like, if we can cast this Blessing with significant, we can actually get the 3 toughness up to 5 and out of bolt range. I'm not using a feed on an unenhanced raptor here. Shieldmate not much better, but at least we can exile this and it doesn't produce a creature. I could also, though, just wait and know that we're going to Ice Hide Troll, threaten to block. They might do the trouble is, though, then we block, we activate, and they can still bolt in response. So it really does get tricky in terms of meaningfully using the Ice Hide Troll that way. But I think I'm going to... I'm just trying to figure out if we need to use this feed now. And honestly, I'm going to do it. And I'm going to do it on the Shieldmate. And note the pause. So I'm really feeling Demon Bolt. But here we go. I like an out... This is great. Just being able to drop an Outrider here instead is actually much better. My thing is, like, I really expect them to have a bolt or removal here, and Ice Hide Troll doesn't manage the Shieldmate if they can respond to our activation. Of course, the Troll can block the Shieldmate without even having to activate, which is a reasonable point. But now we're getting there a little bit towards getting frosty. But I like just sending the Outrider here, and then we can play the Ice Hide Troll with the protection mana up now. Great. If they want to, that's fine. Perfect. This is okay. This is okay. No, this is good. I want that bolt out of their hands. Hooray! Now we can play an Ice Hide Troll, and it's awesome. Stupid 5/5 whatever. You can skip the tutorial, David. Go to your account set. There's a way to skip it. You don't have to do that. All right, and now we completely understand the sitch. The hammer is scary. They've got a good board. We're going to Blessing up the Troll, draw at least a card. Some sort of thing that we can get up to 4 power would be excellent. No, there's a skip feature for the tutorial. Well. I like Chasm Hold. Because if we find another creature, we're going to be able to Blessing up, hopefully 2 of them to 4 power, get 2 draws. Like, I haven't been able to figure out how to skip the color thing. The color challenge, just on the account I made most recently, the color challenge is just an annoying thing that I can't get rid of. I don't know how to do that. But you can unlock all play modes. You don't need to... There's definitely a shortcut to unlock all play modes. Well, yeah, Rob. But I said what I was doing and why. I did not know they were going to draw Raven Wings. Without Raven Wings, my play makes a ton of sense. We had the ground covered. They're going to plunk us for 1 in the air while we hold the ground looking for another creature to use Blessing with. I think my play was correct. Oppo just top-decked a Raven Wings. Well, so much for getting a second creature up to 4 power. So I'm just going to go with the Blessing. Let's Blessing the Ice Hide for... You know what? At this point, I'm even just going to do it for 4. If they have... If they top deck removal, so it goes. We also need to do some racing here. Can't stop this with a troll, can't stop this with a troll, can stop this with a block, and can kill it next turn. This is 9 unblocked, so if they kill this, I'm still not dead. But we are definitely in trouble, as Scotty says. We are in the trouble. And that's it. We lost to flying. Had the tools, but didn't find the right ones. That happens sometimes too. We had tools for Oppo's deck, but none of them showed up for us. So now all they need to do is chump here, equip on the Raptor, and go. I'm going to throw some bluffs here for what it's worth. Of course, the bluff doesn't matter because Ice-Eyed Troll does it anyway, so we're dead. Good job, Oppo. Nice Boros deck. We were really stable. The wings put it away. I like wings in a Boros deck for some closing speed, for sure. Raven Wings is a good card in decks that need reach for their aggression or need defense against flyers. I would not just abstractly call it a good card. You don't throw it in any deck. It needs to have a job. You got to define the job for your Raven's Wings or don't play it. And yeah, and it's easy to say that it's reach for any deck, but some decks just don't need that. Do you need, is that what's needed to finish the game? Like, for example, in a Boros deck, you're saying, what's the job of the wings? It's to take a stalled board and give me attacks again, right? And you could say that about, like, a control deck. Well, this takes a stalled board and gives me some attacks again. But ostensibly, a control deck has different stuff doing that job. Different cards are going to re-enable your attacks in a stalled board, right? So don't sell yourself on a wings just because it unlocks a stalled board. Make sure that you don't have anything else doing that, right? So I like the wings in the right place, but I would not call it just a generically good card that goes in any deck. You have to have your reason. All right, well, let's see if we can get some gems out of this. If I finish all of my matches in 2 games, clock is rarely going to be an issue, so that's the plan. Ugh, if this one finishes in 2 games, probably not good for us. Let's see, we're going to mulligan, though. Wow, from one type of mulligan into another. If we're up against aggro, this is like dismal. This is just like roll over and die against the deck we just played. But do we really go to 5? 5 seems tough, right? I'm going to keep and ask the deck for some low drops. I'm going to buy some time and foretell the struggle. If we find another swamp, we can put Veil on red instead of black. Broken Wings. No, time to do this, and I really hate doing this on black. The goal of the Veil is to be our red, but the goal of the Veil is to fix our mana when it's busted. So I could just do it for the black, and then we have feed next turn. I better do that. Yeah, we've increased the likelihood of a swamp off the top, for sure. We've dodged it, though. Interesting. Well, if we want to feed the Fangbearer, we could. But no need to, you know, 2 is not 10. We could just do a hardcast Skull Raid here, and that'd be fine, too. I like that, whatever. Ditch some cards, Oppo. Land. Big Guardian. We don't have our 5th land for an Outrider, which would at least bounce off this for a while. I guess we go Skemfar, and we could struggle, but it kills Skemfar because Finn has Death Touch, so we don't like that. But I will go Icehide Troll and be sad. That's my plan. Icehide Troll and Sadness. We've done it. Just gonna have to remove this Finn here. There's the squash that makes me sad that we had to put this on black. We could... We do have Pump and Struggle, and then a 3/4 actually bounces with God's Hall. They have open mana, but let's try that. Oh, of course it taps, so I don't get to do it this turn, but eventually it bounces. I still like this play. We got to get rid of Finn, and we end up with a 3/4 that does some natural blocking just fine, and of course has the activation as well. They get rid of the Troll, Psych like that. We have Broken Wings for that. Let's try and get him in combat. If we get a basic land, we can do Broken Wings, activate. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes, I should have attacked with it. I didn't think through the that we wouldn't be able to defend, so I should have attacked with it if I was going to do that play, yes. Here, though, we have a decent spot with Broken Wings and feed if we need to, but ideally Broken Wings, the bound, and block and eat. That's something to feed if we untap. Oh yeah, they had Guardian to block anyway, so... A Pump gets us to 5/4, which doesn't actually trade for the Guardian, so I'm just going to try to eat the Seeker here. No Lindy mana yet. We could drop an Outrider, and that's a pretty nice body on this board, but I kind of like... feed the Outrider and bounce off of the God's Hall. I'm going to feed the Outrider now before they get any value. Trying to hold at 6 here. Lindy would help with some life, but, oh, Binding helps with the Valkyrie, so we're going to get rid of that right now. Finding a forest. If we can't find one naturally, we'll do it the hard way. The Binding way. I'm going to play Outrider, and then we have 2 blockers against removal. I could have threatened an attack, but we didn't have a threat to actually get through the 6 toughness. If we get another snow land, then we would. What is with these arachniforms showing up? Going to 1 seems ill-advised, but 1 is not 0, and I don't love losing an Ice-Hide Troll here. So I'm going to say no blocks and risk it for said biscuit. And now I'm just going to Lindy to get some life back. Lindy bounces off the 5/8 as well, so we're back to parity on that front, and we can go looking for extra snow for the troll, red for the squash, or we can just reap and trade that way too. Kind of like reap and trade here, I think. We can go Reaper and foretell Packmate. Could also hold up Ice-Hide Troll, but they haven't shown removal for it, and so I'm going to go Shields down to do our foretell. Skull Raid, not bad here either. Maybe they've been sandbagging in case of more Skull Raids, but we're going to make them have it. But let's start with Packmate. Maybe we'll find a red source. No, we found a red thing, not a red source. No double snow activation yet, so we're still on Reaper only. And I'm going to still go Shields down again and just Skull Raid here. They must have lands. I can't fathom. I don't know what they're holding here with all this mana and all these targets to react to. So yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all that we just got a couple of lands. Yeah, I guess I'll play this. We're just waiting for something to happen now. Really, we're waiting for red, obviously. I did cut a swamp... Or I cut... Oh, that was in the sideboarding before. We should have the normal availability of mountains here. We're just not finding them. If we attack Lindy and Troll... That's true. We can attack Lindy and Troll. That's fair. I guess we should. I don't want... We're at 5, though, so we also have to worry about a crackback with a 5/8. We have a chump for that. I suppose we could 5/3 and look to try and trade for it, too. I guess I'm in for attack, Scawny. I'm in for Scawny's attack because we need to try and get him dead here. We can't just wait for them to find a way to get us from 5 to 0. And we have lots of chumps if we need to, and we have trades, double block trades as well. So, pump or hold for reaction. I'm going to pump until we have, well, yeah, we don't have to pump, but if we want to get him dead faster, we do, is what I'm saying. Yeah, like Wings just kills us. So this is where I'm going to go for getting dead faster, because we're dead to too many things here. All right. Waractus said we're done. That seemed a little early. I guess they don't have Wings. This is a new opponent, so it's not our last oppo or anything. White-green. Don't see a second color or third color here, so it just looks like white-green. Usually I expect the uncommon gold card to be in this type of deck. So powerful. Given that, maybe we try the Frost battle again. I think we do that. Although maybe I should not reduce our red count. I could reduce black by 1, and we actually have a lot. Yeah, I think reducing black by 1 for the port, and then potentially the seas for a Skull Raid. Let's do that. Oh yeah, let's get Shadow out. Sorry, I like that. We'll keep the Skull Raid back in. I didn't really go adjust my deck. I think the Shadow doesn't belong here. Which aura? This one? Yeah, I guess they get to save one, but I'm assuming go wide enough with green-white that I really like having a sweeper. They can keep playing that. We could even bring in Trickster God. If they're gonna enchantment our creatures, we can swap and give them our enchanted creature. It's adding to the blue splash, though, in a way that I don't know is great. And I'm going to be cute. Why not? It's just magic. That means maybe this instead of Final Skull Raid. I don't know. Here we go. Fun. This is the deck. This is the hand we deserve, but actually going to keep. We've got 2 to the Predator. We've got a couple of ways to foretell. If we find our most prominent color, we even have extra mana. So this is still a keep, even though it's a little tight. Oh, did I submit 41? Oops. Oops. Not intentional, of course. I thought I did my math, but I didn't. Or I missed a click or something. All right, deck. We really need a mana off the top. Forest, 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 forest. Not a forest, but it is a mana off the top. I will accept that at least. We could foretell the struggle, but can't even cast it yet. Of course, Vengeful Reaper is just going to trade with the Recluse anyway. I'm going to foretell the struggle, or although maybe we do just want to play this out and trade. We're really choked here. I'm going to foretell the struggle and see if we can get lucky and unlock ourselves. Taking 4 is a big slam, but I can take 4 and then we'll try the Reaper play next turn if we don't get it. It worked out. Or at least we hope it worked out. Anyway, we're going to stay back now and make him have removal, or we get to block. Because Predator doesn't block a Recluse, and Reaper does. I wanted to block with Reaper. Now we'll play Predator, and it actually has a good block. I don't think you're going to like how that... Well, I guess you get through for a lot of damage, but we're still doing this. Last I checked, 1 isn't 0. There's our green. Let's go. So we're going to struggle the Recluse after we attack with the Predator. And then we can play Haunt Priest to block Seeker. Need to attack to get this to... well, I guess we don't... Yeah, I either need to, or yeah, because I need to get this to be 6/6, or I need to have it be indestructible, right? And that means sacrificing another creature. So then what do? We can go... Sentinel, we can tap it via Sentinel, but then we can't cast Struggle. So we can cast Priest. I guess we have to mentor this turn and set it up for next turn. Yeah. Looks like the play here, but we're not dead yet. That's pretty bad. But still not dead yet, because we can struggle the Predator and trade for the Recluse now. Obviously chumping there, though. Lindy should help us coming up, but this is a struggle turn. Yeah, I guess I could sack token. To me, it didn't seem like it made a difference, but I suppose I should have. It was basically free, right? Now we get Priest. And maybe we're stable, question mark? Oh, that's true. I couldn't even activate it because of the bound in gold. Oh, come on. Well, Priest takes out this. That's good. We're not dead there. We can still pack mate for a card first, though. Let's pack mate for a card. I should have thought about what mana to use, though, if we have 1 mana stuff. But this gotta kill this. Don't want to die to a single removal spell, so I'm going to stay back with 2. Blessing is a nice pickup. We can 2 snow it to get 2/4 power and draw 2. But is that even the important thing? Maybe we hold on that and we just feed the Story Seeker, you know, just like get rid of something that could actually kill us. But we're so close to Lindy too. I kind of want to go Sentinel so that we can Lindy next turn. But draw 2 is pretty good, right? Maybe should I just, am I being too greedy on that front? Sculptor also does it. Yeah, Sculptor could even add a 3rd for the Blessing. East just wants to go. Sentinel and feed is true. All right, I like that. We can Sentinel and feed. Let's do that. That sold me. Not worried about haste in green-white, so we're gonna go. And we do have a chump if they did have haste. Ooh, nice, nice, nice. What do they get for that? Bound in gold. Still, this is not a giant, so battle is gonna do something eventually if we need it to. But Lindy is a for sure thing now, and that feels great. Port sets up the battle, which is Lindy can survive. Yeah, Lindy gets bound, it's true. Do we need to change what we're doing? Do we want to get the bind on something else first? We could. Yeah, we get Blessing, and then they're kind of forced to. Yeah, let's do that. I like that instead. You're right. It's we're a little nervous at 1, but we know what they have, and white green isn't really. I guess they could trample through, but we're in a pretty decent spot here, I think, to do this. And we need to get 2 4 powers so that we draw twice. And Sculptor. Yes, Sculptor 2. Sculptor 2. Foil says don't. Oh, we don't want to tap. Oh, yeah, we want to tap the reach. That's fair. We would lose to something on reach. That's fair. It's only worry about reach, though, right? We could send the Mentor. No, then we chump again. All right, no attacks. So they got to go with the... We assume Bound is going to get something. And then we're trying for the... Bind the Bound. Yeah, I was getting too excited without even remembering what's in their hand, really. Let's see, I think we're going to need this, or want that anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 total mana. If we want to tap something, we can go Sculptor and still make a Lindy. Well, let's start here. You like dropping the battle? Yeah, we do that too. But I like Lindy. I'm going to do Lindy to give us a life cushion, because Lindy survives the battle. And we can do the battle play next turn. Bind and Troll. I like what we did. I'm going to... we could even offer up the Mentor, I suppose. I'm going to offer the Mentor. We're intending to battle anyway, and we've got 2 blockers off for a top deck. And if we have to chump here and take 2, we're still battling anyway. Scott says no attack. I'm being a little bit aggressive, I know, but I'm forcing him to top deck to do anything to really punish me for this, and top decking a punishment still gives us blocks to survive. Now, I like a battle attack Lindy. None of these are giants, right? Yeah, I could have tapped Sentinel for battle. That's a good call. Then I'd be able to play Sculptor. I just kind of figured that was a win, but I played a little loose there. Definitely should have tapped Sentinel. Chat is correct. Got loose. Got loose, but got a win. All right. Not too bad, not too bad. 2 and 1, some packs. Maybe we have 4. Let's see, check our pack stitch. I disagree, Pablo. I mean, I like, obviously I disagree because I didn't put it main deck. I might be wrong. I'm not, how confident am I of my position? Not super confident. But my reasoning is that there's so much aggro in the format, and the aggro is really good enough in the format that I don't like the risk of not having that on turn 5. Now, some people were saying, like, no, you like a sweep. You want sweepers against aggro, Ryan. Are you crazy? That's that's where you want it. You want reliable sweepers against aggro. You want on curve sweepers against aggro. And I did not think that the blue, red, double splash, because red was our splash as well. So doubly splashed Saga, 5 mana, is not an on-curve sweeper. That is a late-game sweeper for matchups where I think we're going to go long and where they're not playing giants. So that was my reasoning. I don't know what the time-traveling supercomputer would say about it, but my feeling was there's so much aggro in the format where I don't want to be risking not having the mana for the sweeper on curve, that I would rather play reliably castable defensive stuff. So that is where I was at with it. But when we brought it in, it was good, but that's because I know I was trying to bring it in against where it would be good. So anyway, middle match was rough. I'm going to pat myself on the back for not losing to Clock It All today. Yay. Getting a little better about that, a little bit. First match was rough, though. If we'd gone to game 3, I might have pushed it. So anyway, thank you so much for hanging out, YouTube friends. That was a reasonably fun one. Fun draft, interesting games, and we got some gems back out of it. So I'll take that any day. Thanks, YouTube. We'll see you.